Hello, this is Danny Bryant, the Vice President of the ODTUG user group, and we are here at Kscope18 with Joel Kallman, Cleveland fan from Oracle.
Columbus, Ohio, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
yeah, nice.
Huge LeBron fan.
Oh, excellent. I mean,
Yep.
I love his game. What happened?
LeBron had no support. What can I say?
Yeah.
The guy's been incredible. We've had a good run. Got a championship. The guy's masterful. So no complaints. I just felt bad for him.
Yeah, that's understandable. So what do you think he's going to be doing next?
LeBron?
Yeah.
I think if I were him, I'd join Ben Simmons in Philadelphia and not worry about the Lakers, because the Eastern Conference is soft. And if they go to the Western Conference, they might run into a buzzsaw.
Gotcha.
What do you think he should do?
I think he should just go ahead and retire. And just he's young, just enjoy the rest of his life.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Stay in the game, of course.
Yeah.
I'm a basketball fan, so clearly stay in the game.
Yeah. I like what, I know this is not an Apex talk,
Not yet.
but I like his, as people say, his basketball IQ. The guy's just amazing.
Yeah.
Just amazing. And he was not surrounded by equivalent basketball IQ. Sorry.
Gotcha. Well, IQ is a great segue into our real discussion, which is going to be Apex. So we know we had a recent release.
Yes.
18.1. 18.1
That's
came
right.
out. Thanks for doing that right before Kscope. That gets a lot of buzz going on with our attendees here.
Yeah, it's great.
So give us some things that you're excited about in that release, and then give us a sneak peek into what you're thinking about down the road.
So probably the hallmark feature of Apex 18.1 is the new support for a couple things, for REST data feeds, as well as remote SQL. And I can explain these. So in the past, Apex has always worked best against a local database. Your tables are there, the Apex engine is there, you have zero latency data access, so I want to create a report on my employees table, it's all right there. In an era of cloud and other disparate data sources, it's not all contained in the one Oracle database.
Sure.
So what you can easily do now in Apex, we've always had support for SOAP services and REST services,
Right.
A bit programmatic, but now using a wizard, you can access virtually any data source on the web, whether it requires credentials or not, build a report or a chart or a calendar on it with the same ease that you could have done in the past against a local table. So in the cloud, this is huge. You want to extend your SaaS applications, you want to consume a REST feed from GitHub, whatever.
Right.
It's all easily doable now in Apex.
I like that. My first foray actually into the Oracle technology was Apex, and I was using it to extend EBS a few years back. And one of the benefits was because Apex was right there in the database, I was able to write applications that queried those tables very easy. So to see that that's extended out now into cloud and allowing to have non-local database access into these Apex applications that are being built, that's a great feature.
Yeah.
So let's look at Apex from the enterprise environment. How well does an Apex application really scale across large environments where you've got multiple SaaS applications, disparate geographic locations, and allowing multiple people into those Apex developed applications? Do we see that as a problem, or do we see Apex being able to handle those types of things like you see your kind of more traditional out-of-the-box type tools?
Well, enterprise setting has many connotations, right?
Sure.
Whatever that means. And I wrote a recent blog post discussing what the enterprise setting means. Is it I'm writing Amazon.com, or at the other end am I replacing a spreadsheet? And in the case of Apex, I concluded, it was my conjecture, that Apex is ideal for the bottom 90%. So if you're in the business of writing enterprise applications for tens of thousands of users with a 1,000-person development team, Apex probably isn't for you. But in any organization, there are gaps. right? The enterprise software cannot solve it all.
Sure.
So there's always going to be gaps, and the question is, how do people solve those gaps? Sometimes they're simple spreadsheet replacement apps. Sometimes they're a form to submit questions for payroll onto. Customers have built back-end human resources apps in Apex. And so from a scalability standpoint, as well as its ability to reach across an enterprise, I think it's ideally suited. And we're seeing more and more using Apex to extend SaaS applications.
Excellent, excellent. So now that we've kind of talked about that, let's look at future. So coming down the pike, obviously you're all following the same type of numbering convention with the database, and so everything is 18, and then next year will be 19, so on and so forth. What can you share with our viewing audience, things that are exciting and new coming up with future releases?
Well, the one thing I'll say about the numbering scheme is, and we talked about it when we're here at Kscope, is we will get on a more regular cadence of delivery, and this will be good for us and good for the community. So rather than have this big bang, we go away and code for 18 months or 24 months, we want to get on a very predictable and shorter release cycles to introduce functionality and bug fixes much faster. So that's the good thing about getting on this release train.
Sure.
In terms of what's next, I will say that in Apex 18.1 with our REST support, we knowingly solved it just for read-only, that is reporting. So I want to go get this REST data feed and I want to report on it or do a chart on it, but never I have a form, I'm going to edit it and I want to put it back. And so that's our next integration point, is to be able to create fully functional applications to edit, update, delete data, whatever, all through REST, all declaratively without writing code in Apex. That's the next big thing.
I think that's going to be huge. So I think we'll kind of wrap this up because I don't want to take too much of the time. The Apex community at ODTUG in Kscope is like one of the most lively, cohesive communities we have. Give our other communities some tips on how to generate that type of enthusiasm that we see across Twitter, across the just all of our social media things. Like, you guys have got some special recipe that makes everybody go, Apex, can I say kicking ass? They're kicking ass.
What's the advice? Wow, you had to save this one here.
Yeah.
It's a difficult answer. I would say part of the reason why people are enthused are the things that they can do and build with it. And so it might sound like I'm a marketing guy. I'm not a marketing guy. Is we are 1,000% driven to having our customers succeed. And if you look at my tagline on my blog or Twitter, my passion is helping customers be successful with the Oracle database, PL SQL, and Apex. That's my passion. And if they're successful, we're successful. Big customers, small customers, that's that mentality of being very much customer focused and invested in their success, and not sitting in our ivory tower. I'm not saying other people do this. I'm thinking we know the best. We very much engage with the community. We understand their pain points, and they as well get delighted when we help them with a technical question, when they make a feature suggestion and it's realized in the product. We are completely approachable, completely open. We encourage people to do it, and I think that has really just spilled over into the community as a whole. It is one of the most sharing, positive, enthusiastic communities I've ever witnessed. So I'm not saying it necessarily starts at the top, but people just really need to be invested in their success, promoting customer success, and you'll get this on the backside, if that makes sense.
It does. I mean, you guys, the entire community always seems like a huge family. And that's one of the things we like to promote as part of ODTUG it's a family. And I think the Apex community epitomizes that.
Yeah.
And kind of with that said, thank you very much.
Awesome. Danny.
Awesome.